So usually when a car is stolen, or any vehicle that's stolen, the goal is to get something that's not too big and something that's fast, right? Why the hell would you steal a slow ass ambulance? Who are you running away from in that big clunky ass vehicle? You're gonna run away from other first responders? Well, let's check it out on the west side of Chicago and see how far they got. Let's go.
We want to get right to breaking news with Mike Lorber in Sky 5. What you got, Mike?
We are on the city's west side. There is a pursuit of an ambulance that, according to the Chicago Police Department dispatch, has been stolen from Loretto Hospital. This ambulance, according to the police dispatch, fired shots at the Chicago Police Department near Central in Jackson and just drove the wrong way down Lake Street. It has now gone around the block, and we are north on Central here from Lake Street. So I want to start you off from what we heard about 5 minutes ago. CPD dispatched a 10-1. That is a call for officer in distress. They said that an ambulance was stolen from Loretto Hospital, which is on the city's far west side by Central and Jackson. They had the 10-1 call. They said shots were fired from a person in this ambulance at the police. They did not say whether or not anyone was hit. Didn't hear that. The ambulance has now gone north on Central from Loretto Hospital, went up, and I believe we are on Chicago now, east on Chicago. We've done these pursuits before, so I want to tell you how this works from our perspective.
We're going to call it a hot pursuit because it's an ambulance and it's red, so it's hot. Like the Need for Speed, hot pursuit. Floor it, man. Floor it.
Max is our photographer. He's going to stay with the ambulance, but I can tell you from my point, there are about a half a dozen Chicago squads that are going after this ambulance. In the city of Chicago, they normally don't pursue as hard. They have to be careful, but you got to consider the situation here. There is an ambulance that was stolen from a hospital, according to dispatch, fired shots, now traveling in the wrong direction of Chicago. It is heading eastbound in westbound traffic, and you can see cars will be coming at it. We've got to warn everybody here. We've got a real high chance of a collision at the end of this. So we're now eastbound on Chicago. We are just about to approach Cicero Avenue. We've passed Laramie here, eastbound Chicago at Laramie. It is Friday after.
See, it's too many large intersections for everybody to just come in and ambush it. There's too many people, and a lot of people are going to get hurt because Chicago's a large city. There's like over, 4 million people total? But then I'm pretty sure they're in a crowded area as well. If this was a smaller city, they would have been had them.
Afternoon rush hour. I believe most of these ambulances have limiters on there as far as how fast they can go, but obviously the person who has stolen this ambulance is driving erratically, and again, according to the police dispatch, is armed, has fired shots at the police. That's where that 10-1 called from. So we're now eastbound on Chicago Avenue, and we're about to come at Cicero. I can see a bunch of cops coming in the other direction. We're going to have a meeting right there.
That we just saw the
and
collision.
the ambulance just hit.
Tore that cruiser up. See, it might be a big and clunky vehicle, but when it comes to impact, it's going to do a lot of damage. Unlike a little sports car, this is going to tear some shit up. And it just did. So not only did it get the police cruiser, it got another smaller sedan, sandwiched them in. I hope they're okay. Shit.
Hit the squad.
And
so the ambulance just hit a Chicago squad head on. We've got the person out. Chicago, they are tackling this person. We've got a half a dozen squads.
When you piss the boys off and make them sweat, high-speed chase, when they get you, they gonna hurt you. They done kneed them, kicked them, everything.
Here we are at Chicago, and we are just west of Cicero Avenue. Let's wind out if we can, Max.
All right, let's count. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, you gonna get your ass whooped.
This is a 10-1 call. There are a lot of cops that have come in here. So we've got about a dozen Chicago squads here. We did see the officers come out of the vehicle that was hit. They've got.
And I know there's a few people watching this that feel sorry for this guy. You're an idiot. And if you think I'm wrong for laughing at this, you can kiss my ass. because stupidity usually ends funny. And he didn't have to do this. This was by choice. So you could shut the hell up with all the liberal comments.
Got the man down on the ground here in custody. Now, if you can see to the left there, Max, we've got an officer down. An officer appears to be limping away from the scene. So again, we saw that accident where the squad car got hit head on. Now we've got the Chicago Police Department going into that squad to make sure everybody is out of there okay. One person...
Man, talk about having your back. Shit. The average person can't even get this kind of support with family. So it really is a brotherhood to be first responders, depending on what city you're in. Good job, Chicago, I guess.
In custody, and again, according to the dispatch, there was only one person in this ambulance that stole the ambulance. And again, they had initially said there may be a patient inside. Then they said they had it confirmed that a patient was not inside.
Well, that's good.
Let's focus in.
It's a lawsuit if it is. I've got money.
On this officer now. Well, go ahead while we
Mike,
take all this
I noticed the airbags did deploy on the squad. You could see the squad did engage, obviously head on, as you mentioned, with that ambulance, and then also hit that silver car. And you want to look back, if we can, back at that police officer. Don't know if that was the driver or what the circumstance was, but boy, officers jumped into action to get the person out as they jumped out of the ambulance, and they are now taking that person away. About 6 officers strong surrounding that person. And Mike,
they picked him up upside down. Whose degenerate ass son is this? Who raised this man? Jesus.
Where did this shooting happen? Did it happen at Loretto Hospital, or as the person who took the ambulance was driving away?
So according to the dispatch, shots were fired at Central in Jackson. Now, Loretto Hospital is a couple blocks south of there, located by Central, just off the Eisenhower Expressway. That's where the 10-1 dispatch was called, Central in Jackson. So again, that's right by the park there. Central's the street that goes right through the middle of that park that runs from Central to Austin that takes you into Oak Park. What we're seeing right now on the other end, it appears, of that crash where we saw a CPD squad rammed by the man who stole this ambulance, it appeared another vehicle may have been hit as well. So perhaps the Chicago Police Department treating a person who may have been struck in that second vehicle. That looked like a Prius to you, Max?
Yeah, that was a rear.
That
was the second vehicle hit after the squad. It was rear-ended, and potentially I could see that person or anybody who might have been in there.
Okay, I don't think that was a Prius.
They could be talking to them now. Yeah.
And it sounds like
so I'm sure we're going to have a lot of ambulances. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of ambulances coming in here. I'm sure that call has already been put out. And again, just to pinpoint our location here, we're on Chicago.
See, this is why I like large cities. The bigger the city is, the more action there's going to be. Fun action, fast action, dangerous action. Just as long as nobody gets hurt. But when innocent bystanders get hurt, that's when I get serious. So that's why I'm like, the shit ain't funny no more. But, hey, life is a movie, right?
Couple blocks west of Cicero Avenue.
when that first call came in, Mike, on Central and Jackson, it sounds like there was an officer in distress at that location as well, yes?
So the 10-1 call, that is the code for officer in distress, but they said shots fired at police.
Yeah.
At no time in these transactions did I ever hear that anyone was actually shot.
Good.
That being said, this will tell you why police were going so aggressively after this ambulance. First of all, it's a stolen ambulance. Second of all, I mean, look at the number of squads here as we widen out.
It's one of the largest responses I've ever seen. And we do know that there...
Look at that, a whole intersection filled with police cruisers. I've never seen that in my life, let alone a movie.
Are specifics, and let's review that, Mike, why don't we? There are specific guidelines for police officers in a typical chase.
Well, that's just it. You're not supposed to chase the suspect, especially on city streets. There's traffic lights, and when you run traffic lights, you're more than likely gonna, what do you call that? I can't even think of it. I was gonna say tailbone. It's like T-bone. There you go, T-bone.
Why don't you refresh our memories as to exactly what they are guided to do in their training?
So most of the time, and we have explored this a lot through our investigations within NBC, most of the time it all depends on the severity or the danger of the situation. We have had a lot of situations that we've covered from Sky 5. Let's talk about stolen vehicles, for example. If it's just what they call a straight steal, where a vehicle is stolen, they won't pursue as hard. If somebody is armed, they'll still use caution, but again, won't pursue as hard. Now, it's
No, that police officer was pissed off because he shot at him. So that's why the aftermath turned into this. It probably wouldn't have been so severe if that police officer wasn't shot at. But they pulled him out, they got him out, whooped his ass, put him in the back.
It's a different situation in this situation where shots have been fired because according to the police, that person is a danger, obviously, to the community. Their goal in their mind is to stop this ambulance as quickly as they can. And that's what they had to do here. And we saw a situation, we've seen a lot of these pursuits before that don't end in crashes, but we could see this vehicle.
Yeah, y'all been playing too much Grand Theft Auto, man. He was definitely a bum. He was definitely a pookie. He got tired of sitting up under some fat bitch with 10 kids and playing Madden. Anyway, this is Kind of Ale. I'll catch you in the next video. What an idiot.